And hello, welcome YouTube to this video of Salome. Again, I'm here trying to complete a cylinder meshing class based on a Python dump file. So last video I talked about a test class which helps us to run code in sequential order. Okay, let me bring this to the front and I will just delete all of this. Okay. Okay, graphics are glitchy. Okay. Oopsie. Okay, let me settle that graphics first. Hold on. Yeah. There you go. Let me delete. Yeah. I want to delete all of this one at a time. Or rather just delete all like so using the shift button. Okay, so that should about fix it. I'll place it back where it belongs in here. And I'll bring it to the front. Yeah. Okay. Now I just have a XYZ origin and there we go. Next thing, let's do the mesh and export dump .py and of course this, so we can automate the two functions of these. One is this what do you call that? One is this meshing bit, okay, smesh builder. Second thing is of course here you'll have this thing to help update, okay, or this is more like export UMV. This one is the update bit. So let's just do the update bit first so that we can automate the updates. Okay, so I'm going to do the updating. So just a reminder what that update thing is. If you see over here, I believe in some other of these browsers, I just can't remember where it is now. Okay, there will usually be something at the bottom right there that says update browser. Okay, so let's see, here's the text bit. I'm going to close this up and let me close the help panel because a lot of things are just crowding the place. So we go to view, Windows object browser, and I'll get the notebook up. Okay, I'll just get these two, object browser and notebook. These are the two most critical. Okay, in the notebook side, you'll see this thing called update study, right? So every time we load a Salome we want to create some new objects, there will be a part of it that says do you want to update the study. So where is that part? This one is this update object browser. Okay, so let's just do that. I want to start using Visual Line, yank, and I'll use the BN to switch to the next file. And I want to go to the cylinder side, and I'll just define a function called define, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, define update browser. Now I have the self here, and oops, that's the wrong paste. That's the name of the last video also. Okay, let me redo. Okay, yeah, this is the one I want. Okay, so let me try again. All right, dev update browser self. Okay, and I will just indent this about 8 spaces in, indent this about 12 spaces in. Okay, so this is a function. This is a function to update the browser. Of course, there are a few things we must take note of. Okay, one is we are referencing a Salome here, and this function doesn't necessarily know what this Salome is. So where is Salome defined? Salome is defined over here when we loaded the modules. So we will need to load the Salome module again. So everywhere Salome is, we need to replace it with self.salome. Okay, so let's have self.salome here, self.salome, and over here we also have self.salome. Okay, now we want to update the browser every time we add something, right? So let's just make it an automatic thing. Every time we build an origin or build a cylinder, we want to just update the browser. Okay, so we don't have to keep clicking that automated thing. Okay, so that's all. Now let's try loading our module again. So self.get cylinder object equals self.get cylinder object, because my workspace object is named self. Okay, I'll get it. And cylinder object dot build origin. Okay, this should automatically update the thing. Okay, so we look inside here, and well, it looks okay. It has the OX, OY, OZ. Nothing fancy. Let's try building the cylinder and see whether it works. Okay, so yep, cylinder is there and it's present. We didn't have to click update browser because updating the browser is now automatic. So that's a great thing. We kind of automate a few steps, make things a little bit easier for yourself. In case the thing glitches, just make sure to bring this object browser thing to the front. Yeah, I think the graphics tend to glitch sometimes, but having this resize thing will sometimes help. Okay, so let me put this back here, and well, let that glitch. Most important is that the Python console doesn't glitch. Okay, so that's basically inputting the updating the Salome browser automatically every time you build something. Okay, so quickly, next thing we want to discuss is the meshing. Okay, what does the meshing bit look like? We already updated the browser, so let's take a look at meshing. So here's where the mesh is supposed to be, from salome.smesh, import smesh builder. Let's check whether we have those things. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we import module. We have a smesh builder here, and smesh builder is lodged in self.smesh builder. We already updated it. So every time we reload, this smesh builder should reload. So self.smesh builder is defined as the smesh builder from the import. And where is this? Where is this smesh builder? Yeah, it's over here. And how is this smesh builder used? Okay, we start with this smesh builder.new. Let's see whether we have it inside our initiate some. Yeah, usually when I have this import modules or something, we initiate some default. So we see self.smesh equals self.smeshbuilder.new. Okay, so this is what we have over here. Smesh equals to smeshbuilder.new. Okay, so meshing is very simple. Well, if we take a look over here, we take a look over here. These two lines here, it says mesh1 equals smesh.mesh. We have some shape there, cylinder1, and then we have netgen 1D, 2D, 3G, 1D, 2D, and 3D. This one is how we mesh that tetrahedron, something like that. So notice how this code syntax looks like. Okay, I'm going to yank this and I'm going to paste it over here, and then I will just call this I will have this here. Pardon the thing taking long to type out all the hashtags. Now let's call this function meshShape. Okay, function or method meshShape. Okay, oops. I should well, write this first. Yeah, I'm going to use the traditional copy and paste rather than visual. I'm confusing myself. Okay, one more time. define a update or mesh object or mesh shape self. Okay, so I've pasted in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there you go. So let's look for the shape. The shape here is over here, shape. All right, shape. Okay. Okay, so I'll call this, instead of capital M mesh 1, I'll just call this small m mesh 1. Okay, and here's the algorithm. NetGen 1D 2D 3D equals to mesh 1 dot tetrahedron, blah 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 blah. Okay. Okay, so next thing, after the NetGen 1D 2D 3D is done, what then do you do? Okay, well, there's this part that says compute mesh. So well, let's just follow suit and compute the mesh. All right, let's do that. Mesh 1 dot compute. Mesh 1 dot compute, and then after that, this is where you kind of export things, and here these things here actually just it will set the name of the mesh object. So I'm just going to copy these things over and paste. Okay. And I won't just use smesh here. It will need to be self.smesh. And again, here needs to be self.smesh, self.smesh. So here you have netgen 1D, 2D, 3D, get algorithm netgen 1D, 2D, 3D. Okay, and instead of this capital mesh 1, I will call this mesh 1. And I will call this here, I'll call this the name, mesh name. Okay, mesh name. Okay, I'll give it the default value of mesh 1. Okay, so this is what it's doing here. It will start the meshing of the shape that you give it. It will give it the netgen 1D, 2D, 3D. So maybe I will name this one netgen 1D, 2D, 3D. Okay. So mesh it netgen 1D, 2D, 3D. And then we'll compute this mesh. After that, we'll just set some names for it. And well, I guess the thing is that I want to return the mesh. Return what? Mesh 1. Okay, and then we'll go to the next one. Okay, if that's what we want, then yeah, let's try this first before we export this mesh. So the exporting part is this part. There'll be this R over here and some file name, but I won't touch it here yet. I won't touch all these things here yet. Let's just deal with the meshing and see whether it works. All right, so now that we have this mesh shape 1D, 2D, 3D, what can we do? We can actually start to use it inside our test object. Okay, so where's our test object? Yeah. So cylinder object, let's call this here. Mesh 1 equals to cylinder object dot yeah, what are we doing here? Mesh shape netgen 1D, 2D, 3D, and then we'll need to provide the right shape. Okay, we'll need to provide the right shape. Okay, where's the shape? What's the shape? Well, we'll need to get the cylinder shape, right? Where's the cylinder shape? Okay, Yeah, where's the cylinder shape? Yeah, let's go to the reference here to check this out. So this is cylinder 1. Okay, so where is cylinder 1? Cylinder 1 equals this John Pie mixed cylinder, right? So yeah, instead build cylinder here should return cylinder 1, should not just return John Pie. Maybe that's a bit of a misnomer, might have caused some confusion. Let me return cylinder 1 instead here, right? Cylinder 1. And let's get cylinder 1 to be that return of the built cylinder. Okay, cylinder 1 equals the return of this built cylinder. And of course, yeah, not only do I want to have a cylinder 1, I want to set that attribute as well. Self.cylinder1 equals to cylinder1. Now to return self.cylinder1. And yeah, I will have cylinder1 equals to cylinder object.build cylinder. The mesh will be cylinder1. And in fact, if I want to do a get and set function, I can again. But because I want to read here I'm actually setting the value of self.cylinder1, and I can actually use a get and set function for cylinder1 as well. But I think I will stop and just wait for another video if that actually is, well, if that is necessary, I'll do that, as in to like make the code neater, but otherwise I'm not going to. Okay, so now I want to run this code called test cylinder object, and if everything works, the mesh should appear. And I think there's one more thing I want to do. I want to do a update browser, self.update browser. Okay, so that's what I want to do, and yeah, that will update the browser a lot of times, but okay. That's what we have. Okay, so I'm going to delete all of this. Okay, I'm going to delete all of this. And again, the graphics are a bit glitchy, but yeah, got to live with it. Okay, so let's load our test object again. Test object equals self.getTestObject. Now declare the object here, and let's do a test object. Test cylinder object. Okay. All right. So let's do some debugging. Pardon me. For this, okay, it says name SMesh builder not defined in line 115. Okay, so let's go to line 115. 115 is here. Algo equals to SMesh builder. So we don't have an SMesh builder, we need self.SMesh builder. Okay, and let's run the code again. Test object equals self.getTestObject, and we'll run the test cylinder object. Okay, so let's go and look at geometry. And look, our mesh is here. Very good. Okay. Of course, I think we need to compute. I think there's some slight bug there. Oh, okay, there you go. The mesh is constructed. Okay, so it looks like this is good. I don't know why this cylinder 1 thing is here. I'll probably debug that in the next video. But this goes to show that our class is working, our objects are working in a sort of a crude manner. Okay, in a sort of a crude manner, but it does work. Okay, so this cylinder 1 here is not calculated, but whatever. I can just delete this anytime. Okay, and there is your cylinder, which is now meshed. And the next thing we can do is just to export. But enough for this video. I'm going to stop and call it a day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.